The Big Boppers are back. Thanks to Stranger Things, peanut butter boppers have risen from the grocery grave into the mouths of a joyful public. What childhood favorite should be next? Plus, is the tasting menu, the tent pole of fine dining in the 21st century, going the way of the buffalo? And a TikTok trend has folks dining solo with a twist. They're becoming masters of disguise to ditch their family and friends, all so they can eat alone. All of these topics and more to tear through today. I'm Artie Sequeira, and welcome to Around the Table. Some folks may be sitting at a table for one, but here on Around the Table, we always have a boisterous foretop. My three guests will gab their gams off in hopes of having the freshest, most honest takes on the pop culture food landscape. And they got moves too, I can see them. Everyone's leaving here with stickers straight from my grade school Trapper Keeper, but only one will leave here with enough gold stars from teacher to run to the head of the class. Our first guest was the theater kid who grew up to help make veggies the star of the show. More Nikki, please. It's Nikki Dinky.
Hi.
Hi. Our next guest is the class clown who became a culinary king. You can watch him in a one-man show. All about it. It's Jeff Morrow. And the funeral director's kid who shockingly wasn't a goth and now is the sparkling southern charmer she is today. It's Damaris Phillips. It is kind of surprising you didn't go goth. Okay, our first topic. Granola great Nature Valley brought back their fudge chip peanut butter boppers for a limited time after canceling them briefly in the late 80s, all because they were in the final season of Stranger Things. All right, did you ever watch the show, you guys? Have you ever eaten a bopper?
I didn't watch the show, and I've never had a bopper, but like a bopper's in the Morrow wheelhouse. I mean, we love anything peanut butter, chocolatey, combination, texture. So I'm curious though. I mean,
Damaris, have you ever had them?
I haven't had them. I've watched the show. I haven't had those from the show, but there's lots of things from the show that they did that were so nostalgic that I had like a yearning for it. And so I totally understand, like, great marketing from them, first of all, to be like,
I know,
even if they're
very
garbage,
smart.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You're like, they were garbage. They were made in the 80s. Who cares? You know,
That's
like,
true.
They cannot lose with that marketing of it. So, you know, I'm going to try and get my fingers on some boppers.
But it did get me wondering, what else could we pull back from culinary cancellation? Panel, which nostalgic treats would you resurrect? Bonus points for poignant or hilarious childhood anecdotes to go along with your pitches. Jeff Morrow, let's start with you.
TCBY, you know, like a Butterfinger.
Wow.
TCBY, not Blizzard. They called them, what do they call the mixing things? Man, you go to the TCBY store and you'd eat like 1,400 calories of candy and yogurt, but it was yogurt, so it was good for you.
100%. It's like health
and you
food.
just like, and it was just like, and they'd scoop the, and you're like, throw a little more on there.
A shiver. It was called a
shiver. Yes. Yeah, I think it's time for America to bring back like the healthy sensation of frozen yogurt mixed with a ton of candy. Right now, everything's like berries and granola. Like, let's bring back the candy implementation, but it's yogurt. Protein.
Yeah.
Because Butterfingers is an 80s candy to me, and I love Butterfingers. That's all I give away for Halloween. But it's hard to eat. Like, you can't eat a Butterfinger in a car because it's just shards everywhere. It's a very violent eating experience.
Yeah. So you need the frozen yogurt to kind of keep it together. Right.
Exactly.
Hold all the shards together. Damaris, what about you? What would you bring back, my love?
I would like for them to bring back some of those, like just eating pure sugar as a cereal. Like Count Chocula, they might still have it.
Oh, yeah.
Any of those, like Captain Crunch. I think they still make Captain Crunch, but I don't know that anybody's giving them to their kids as breakfast cereal. I just want to go back. They are? Nobody's doing that.
Go to the grocery store.
Nobody's doing that. Those are desserts.
You 2 for 1. You can get them 2 for 1 most of the time. Yeah, they're still
wild. Anyway,
but I will say, now they're doing the healthy versions of those. And I just don't understand the point of that. Like, just do a sugary cereal. Yeah, they're terrible. Nikki, what would you bring back if you could from your childhood?
Well, Damaris just stole my thunder because I was going to talk about Count Chocula. So like Count Chocula, I know they still make it, but they only have it now on Halloween. And that is a shame. That is just a shame because Count Chocula is, and I would eat it every day for breakfast.
Hey, can I change my answer?
Make the Flintstones? The Pebbles? Didn't they make like
Fruity Pebbles
cereal?
Oh, Fruity Pebbles, dude. That would.
They had a chocolate
the minute the milk
that
touched it,
love.
it would just like turn to pudding.
Yeah.
And then you just shove it in clumps in your mouth
So
until
good.
That's so good. So all the colors too, like all the dyes you want in one convenient package.
So much
gray.
40.
You know what I want to bring back from the 80s that I loved were the candy cigarettes, but the ones with actually powder in them that you can like blow smoke out of.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I don't think I had that.
Oh,
Why did they
those
stop
guys.
doing that? Oh,
You can get
okay,
them.
now I
You know, remember you're like,
yeah. Yeah.
Don't
let's
remember.
go. Start them young.
Cool.
It's my vice
I don't know
rise.
why we would not want kids to not smoke cigarettes. That's so crazy. A wild idea. All right. Who won this trip down memory lane? Ooh, for the candy cigarette alone, I'm going to give it to Jeff because
I'm glad
I know
changed
it's
my
not
answer.
right, but it's just so fun, you guys.
It's just good.
But everybody here gets stickers at around the table. So, Damaris, here's a Jell-O pudding pop in a kooky sweater. And Nikki Dinky, here's a bomb pop bomb because you're still the bomb.
Yeah.
That was so hard. All right, next up on the same culinary level as sugary cereal, it's the tasting menu. Is it destined to be a memory of the past? Recently, Osito in San Francisco, Bianca in Brooklyn, and Michelin-starred Vestry in New York City all shuttered their multi-course offering establishments. And Carly in LA dropped their tasting menu format with a hard pivot. What was once the ultimate expression of a chef's skill set is becoming less tenable by the moment, perhaps. Is this a dying art panel? And is this good news or bad news? What do you think?
You know, I don't usually, when there's a tasting menu available, I don't usually go off of it. If it's only a tasting menu, I am not usually super happy about it. Listen, you learn once you're in the food world that everyone has such varying tastes. And well, I think all of us here can appreciate whatever that chef wanted to have us taste. It doesn't mean that we would have necessarily chosen those items or those as our choices. And I think at the end of the day, you know, we just like what we like. You know, we had talked on another show about how I just love bread. I mean, plain pasta to me is still delicious with a little bit of salt. Like, I know that that's not, you know, creative in the culinary world, but it's still delicious. And so I think that sometimes limiting the diner's choices doesn't actually create the best experience. So I'm not shocked that it's kind of going away.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeff?
I find this odd because of how hard it is to make a decent margin in a restaurant, especially now more than ever with labor and food costs. I feel like I've seen more of, I know it's trending down, but maybe just in Chicago or whatever, as a way to control costs, to have a prefix menu, a tasting menu that's a destination that you can wisely pair with if you want that upgrade and you make a little bit more on the wine pairings and then 3 different levels of the wine pairing. But from like an operator standpoint, you know, it's so much less waste too if you have a tasting menu. But it's not obviously the public has spoken. I love them, but I'm never going to a restaurant and they offer an a la carte and a tasting menu. I'm going tasting menu. I will only go to the restaurant that is just a tasting menu and I want 26 courses and I want to be not even destroyed with food. I want to sit and be entertained for 2.5 hours and use my hard-earned money instead of going to the theater or going to the, you know what I mean? Like this is my concert.
It's in the same category.
It's to me, it's like I'm always so wildly entertained in the anticipation of the next course, one after another. It just tickles me. Sarah's like, she's like too much food. She doesn't even drink really. So meanwhile, I'm like, you know, by the end of it, I'm just a puddle of pudding, you know?
Hey, I was to say, Jeff brings up such a good point because I feel like what he's also saying is that menus have shortened. So I think maybe instead of the tasting menu, now we're seeing just menus that are very short, kind of like a tasting menu. And so I know a lot of restaurants that I go to, you know, we're only talking about 4 entrees, you know what I mean? And a handful of appetizers. So maybe that's what's kind of replacing it too a little bit.
I don't think that so the tasting menu really never caught on in a big way in Louisville, Kentucky. I know it's going to shock everybody, but like Louisville has, I know, right? Like Louisville has always wanted what they wanted when they wanted it, right? And so I think that in markets like that, in our like mid-sized market, I do think that there's the room for that kind of artistic expression with your dining. I still think there's that room for it in those markets. I think if you're talking about, Ames, Iowa, like they haven't had chefs that have been able to be like, this is what I want to feed you, and let me show you and teach you about a different style of dining experience. If you're in New York, or if you're in LA, if you're in Chicago, like that has always been an option. And so I think that in your big cities, people are tired of it and they want what they want. But I think that there's still the room for growth in our smaller markets. That's what I hope, because I do think that there is a place where you can eat what you want to eat. That's fine. But I do think that there is something about creating an experience, and there is an artistic expression and a whole entertainment portion of the evening that can happen if you do it. If you do a tasting menu, I don't love them though. I don't like to sit for 3.5 hours. I want to be in a comfy chair. Unless the chair is comfy, I've got a very prominent tailbone. I want a comfy chair. Can we talk about the chairs?
Agreed.
Just read that too.
Can we just go back to that tailbone for a second? Because that actually is very interesting to me.
I always described it as a bony butt, but I'm going to now say that I have a prominent tailbone.
Some people call it a tail, but that's cool. I wonder if some of this is also that, the thing about a tasting menu is there's an element of trust, right? Like same thing, like when you go to a sushi place and it's omakase, like you trust the chef to turn this stuff out. And maybe the pendulum is swinging away from like a personal relationship with the chef, where I feel like restaurants used to be like, oh, there was this cult of personality of a chef. And so you came there to eat his or her food, and how lucky are you to be there to do that? I think these days, maybe because money is tight, maybe because maybe we're starting to hit a bit of a burnout on the cult of personality on chefs. Maybe that's why tasting menus are not doing as well as they used to. What do you think about that relationship between diner and chef?
Maybe it's just the celebrity chefs in general, right?
It's on the
outs with the YouTubers and the TikTokers and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
they're the worst, aren't they?
I mean, we're literally on the front lines of this battle, and we're losing it. And that extends to, Michelin star, James Beard award-winning chefs. It's like you go because of the chef. Now I think people are going for the holistic experience of dining and great food. Maybe, I don't know. This is not my opinion, but maybe it does trump the name of the chef at the helm. But especially in like mid-markets and stuff like that, like you're saying.
The problem is with the tasting menu in general, and with like this idea of like the chef's personality and what they want to feed you, it's always so serious and it's not any fun at all. Like there's exactly no joy in like serious, very tiny, just in the way that I've seen it in fancy. Yeah. Now, if somebody gave me a tasting menu, but it was like kind of casual, fast casual tasting menu, and it's like playful and funny, and maybe there's some, Count Chocula on there, I'm in.
You know what those are called, Damaris? I think that's called a sampler platter from your local Chili's or Applebee's. You get the skins, you get the cheese sticks, you get some boneless wings.
Oh, yeah. Poo-poo platter, I think they used to be called.
Give them the gold star. Give it to them.
No, I want the gold star. I mean, listen, I'll say one thing. I think that like everything in our society, we just have so much of everything. And so we used to have a handful of chefs that everyone knew and it was a big deal. They were celebrities or just well known. And now there's just so many. And so, you know, it's just like people are a little bit less impressed or less willing to just completely trust one chef off of reputation alone. So it's just shifting in a lot of ways, I think.
Yeah, which is why actually in a smaller town like Louisville, it might work. Well, this 3-course meal was delectable, my friends. And the course that stood out as gold star material was... Jeff Morrow, you got me with that sampler platter line. I'm so sorry. Damaris had it, and then he pulled it from her. Damaris, you get a deconstructed chocolate chip cookie because you're still sweet to me. Hopefully, I'm sweet to you.
You are.
And Nikki Dinky, here's a sticker of an amused bush. Get it? Amuse bouche, guys. Amuse bouche. Okay. Oh, let's do a quick sticker recap. I think everybody knows. Jeff Morrow is in the lead with 2 gold stickers.
It's pretty impossible for anyone else to win.
So here we go. Our final topic of the day. A TikTok trend had us thinking about solo dining. It's being celebrated with disguises both literal and metaphorical. So I wanted to know first, what are your thoughts on solo dining? Like, what is uniquely excellent or subpar about eating out on your own?
I travel so much. I know everybody does. Like, it's a necessity to dine solo a lot of the time, especially if you're working or whatever.
True.
You just want to eat dinner at 6. You don't want a whole big fanfare, something you sit at the hotel bar or whatever. But I'm a fan. I don't know if this qualifies, but like, I still love a good room service. I check into a hotel, I have my little thing, my little steak, and I'm sitting there. I got the TV. I'm like there, and that's
the best. It's
the epitome of solo dining. The best.
Damaris, you were going to say something. You got very excited about the idea.
So I have been on for a while a kick on just kind of like romancing myself or dating myself or being able to kind of spend time with myself. And so when I used to do a lot of room service too. I used to also, like, I'm a human that likes to eat in the car. So I'll go get a snack and eat in the car. I love it, But when I travel, I take myself out to nice restaurants. At least once I'll pick a fancy restaurant and I go and I usually sit at the bar. And I don't, I don't know. There's something it feels kind of exciting. You never know who you're going to talk to. I've had so many fun conversations. And you're eating alone, but what I think about eating alone is that, especially when you're at the bar, you really aren't. You're opening yourself up to like whatever the night is going to bring for you. And I actually like to pretend. I like to perfect my face of, I am here and I'm not looking around and waiting for somebody to talk to me. I want to be sitting here enjoying my company. I'm not there. I am pretending, but I have really mastered the pretend face that doesn't look expectant, that doesn't want people to talk to them, that just looks contented in my sitting and in my enjoyment. Right?
Yeah,
it's
like not desperate, not sad. Like, don't pity me. I'm actually having a grand old time.
The grossest thing is if you're going to eat by yourself and you have your phone out. You cannot do it. You have to have more self-respect than that. Because everybody's going to be like, that's embarrassing.
What do you think about bringing a book? I have done that.
I do that.
And I look very smart when I do that.
I bring a whole desktop computer with like a separate monitor and everything, and I'm like,
you already have two stars, Jeff. Quit being funny.
I already start. I'm gaming. I'm like gaming at the bar. I'm like,
day trading, doing a little light day trading
with the headset.
Nikki, what do you think about solo dining? And have you ever felt guilty about going out by yourself? You're a mom, and taking that time by yourself to eat by yourself. Do you ever get a little mom guilt about it?
So the first time that I dined out by myself, no joke, was probably around 30 years old when I did become a mom. And I wanted to get away from my child. Don't know how else to say it. So, it's interesting because in my 20s and I'm living in New York City, there's a lot of opportunities to dine, obviously, in great environments. I never dined alone. It weirded me out. And it wasn't until I had children and I really wanted to get out of the house that I took that plunge. And there is something really magical about it. I used to bring like a notepad to write things or a book or just to stare. And it is really kind of a special experience. But I kind of want to ask Jeff and Damaris, you guys both mentioned dining when you were traveling by yourself because you are traveling by yourself for work or whatnot. But do you ever do that in your hometowns? Like, and maybe kind of what Artie's getting at, do you ever feel guilty about that or have to hide a little?
No, dude, I
no way,
dude.
You the two different reactions that your question brought up in both. Jeff looked like you had, served him a scallop, and Damaris was like, "Yes, that's amazing."
That's
a good question.
I can't. Not in my. I don't know. There'd be a lot of the rumor mill. Be like, "Oh my God, he's on the outs." Something. I know. Isn't that crazy? That's just a lack of self-confidence, obviously, in me. But like when I'm on the road, it's completely different. Like if I'm home, I'm gonna be with my wife, dining out. I don't,
Or you wouldn't choose to dine out if you didn't have a partner.
It's probably, true.
Yeah.
I just sit in my house alone.
Cry.
That sounds lovely.
Damaris.
I just spend a lot of time alone. I'm a human that needs to recharge with myself. And so I spend an enormous amount of time just doing stuff on my own. Like I go to the movies, maybe one of my favorite things to do. Love going to the movies
That's
on my own.
it.
Love going to
That's
eat
it.
on my own. I go on walks every day by myself. I don't know. I just need a lot of alone time.
Well, it's okay.
Okay, even though we ran through that story beautifully together, only one of you solo artists, Damaris, gets a gold star.
That's
I
fine.
love
He was like the
that
most,
idea of romancing yourself. I completely
I
am
do.
into it. I love that.
I do
idea.
too. I love I'm into romancing myself as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh,
you
Jeff.
just got to keep it to a certain. You got to choose wisely.
I know
Well,
what you're
since this
talking
was-
about.
Oh, you want to know? You want me to expound on that?
No, I don't think so. All right,
I'm just
let's
you're a
see.
much more. When I romance myself, I'm a very cheap date. I don't need a whole meal and a whole 3 courses at fine dining. I'm just boom. I see some.
You are. You're a
I'll
cheap.
take it.
You're
Yeah.
easy. We all know.
Yeah.
We know.
A
We've-
bag of skinny
Yeah.
pop. I'm good to go.
Okay.
Well,
beef
Jeff
steak.
Morrow, here's a
I'm glad
solo
with that
cup
visual.
drinking alone sticker. And Nikki, a sticker for you of 2 kids stacked on top of each other in a trench coat, the classic dining disguise. As a recap, let's see. Jeff has 2, Damaris has 1, Nikki has 0. So let's go all out together in a blaze of glory. It's the quick fire round we call Crypto Culinary. What would you do with your stock portfolio of these trending ingredients? You tell me, buy, sell, or hold. Buy meaning you think it's on its way up, sell, it's on its way down, hold, you're not sure yet, you're just going to wait for it. Okay, let's start. Panel, blackcurrant, buy, sell, or hold. Damaris.
Bye.
Jeff?
Hold. I'm going to hold on that one.
Okay, Nikki?
Buy. We're buying.
Okay, yeah. All right, and then next
of
one.
pressure.
Tallow. Tallow. Beef or otherwise. Tallow, buy, sell, or hold. Damaris is a
Sell.
sell, it looks like.
Sell.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm going to buy on account of
Jeff?
the food pyramid. I'm going to buy just from a whole national perspective. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, Uncrustables.
Bye.
Buy.
Yeah.
Look at my-
Buy. It's delicious.
So good.
I've
You guys
seen
are
people make
so
very
good.
fancy versions these days. They're so good.
No, you don't need to.
Okay, adaptogens.
Sell.
Hold. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Damaris.
I'm going to say sell. And I'm also going to say, I said it real confidently, but I don't know what you're talking about.
It's good. It's like
Oh my gosh.
sprinkles. They're like sprinkles.
If they put adaptogens in sugary cereal, Damaris would buy.
yeah.
Okay, and the last
I'm like,
one.
what? I don't know.
Still doesn't know what it is, though.
I don't know what you're talking about. And also, nobody explained it to me, by the way. So do you all know is what I would like to ask.
They're like, like
Yeah.
the ashwagandha and the reishi
Ashwagandha,
mushroom
yeah.
and all those things that they add into like every drink on the planet
I
because
was
they're
never
supposed to help your
buying. They were
brain.
always sold in my house.
I wonder if we could I wonder if there are adaptogens in your Red Bull. There might be a couple.
I
You
mean,
didn't
they
even
have
know it.
everything you need. They have everything you need, Red
Yeah,
Bull.
correct. Gives you wings.
Nice.
We're looking for a sponsor, Red Bull, if anybody's listening. And finally, what about Swicy, which is the sweet and spicy combo? Buy, sell, hold. Let's start with Nikki.
I mean, buy. Yeah, sure.
Jeff?
Oh, buy for sure. I mean, listen, I sell jardinera with honey. I mean, to me, it's a chemical reaction in your brain. You want it, you crave it. That never gets old.
I'm just gonna hold.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
gonna hold on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer it's going to be around. I would hold too, but I don't think it's on its way out yet. Well, I hope these hot stock tips keep your pantry stocked sassily. It's now time to find out who ran the board today. Buy stock in Jeff Morrow because you had the most gold stars today. Congratulations, my friend. You've got 30 seconds to shine. You can shill whatever you have to sell, whether fungible or token or highly inspirational. Take your moment in the light. Go.
Go to jeffmorrow.com. My live show is touring the country. We've just added a bunch of new dates, city wineries across the country, and then some. It's called Jeff Morrow Live from Clown to King. It's me and 4 of my band members and my sisters on stage. It's a story of my life, but it's comedy, it's music, it's variety, it's clowning. It's 90 minutes of, it's a thrill ride. I don't even know how to describe it. There's nothing like it. I'm very proud of it. It took a lot of work. And now that we're touring it and it's real, it's the most fun thing I've ever done. So audiences
It's
are loving
amazing,
it.
Jeff.
I'm so proud.
It's so great.
It's good.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait till you come to Raleigh. Panel, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We, like Clarissa, have now explained it all until next week anyway. Damaris, Jeff, Nikki, thank you so much for joining me at my table this week. Thank you all for joining us. Everyone watching, please like, subscribe, tell your grandma about our show. I'm Artie Sequeira, and we will see you next time on Around the Table. Bye, guys!